I'm giving you a flash word.
Oh, why do
Where
we
I'm-
put our...
A flash word.
Oopsie.
Okay? The word is chip. Everybody say chip. Chip. All right, let's count the sounds. Are you ready? Sh, I, p. How many sounds? 3 sounds. How many sound markers? 3. So move your sound markers and you should have 3 sound boxes. And Aubrey, we're going to go this left to right. There you go. Okay? All right, who can tell me, I'm going to switch it up, what letter goes in the middle box? What's the middle sound? Sh, ip. What is it, Kylie? That's the first sound. What's the middle sound? I. Okay, so your second box, I. Is that short or long? I. Short or long? Short. Okay, what sound goes in the first box? Ch, ch. What letters make that sound? C-H. And what do we call C-H again? It's a consonant digraph, and it makes one sound. Exactly. All right, what letter goes in the last box? Ch, I, p, p, P. Not T. Ch, ch, I, p. If I take away the ch, what's the rhyme? Very good. Okay, erase your board. And then what all, okay, when you have all your sound markers at the top, thumbs up. So you're ready?
Sometimes MB can make
Okay.
an M.
Okay, you need to sit down.
Sometimes
Sit down.
MB can make an M.
Up, all the way to the top. Okay, as soon as I hear everybody's ready to go, that means I shouldn't hear anybody talking. Say the word said. Okay, let's count the sounds. S, ed. How many? 3. So move your sound markers. Is this a heart word or a flash word?
Heart.
It's a heart word. Okay, what sound goes in the first box? S. What letters go in the middle box? Raise your hand if you know.
Said.
Dayton? It sounds like an E. Ed. But what A-I. It's A-I. It's not a vowel team. It's a rule breaker, right? It can be a vowel team, but not in this word. Not in this word, it isn't. A-I is the part you have to learn by heart, right? And what goes in the last box? Said. A D, right? So what to...
I need to use the restroom.
Okay. What do you have to put, which ones do you have to put the hearts over? Right, those are the rule breakers. You need to learn those by heart. Okay, everybody say, how do you spell said? S-A-I-D. Very good. Erase your board. Okay, and when you're ready, this time put your hands on your head. When your sound markers are all back at the top, your board is erased, and you're ready to go. looks like purple table's ready. Hands on your head, then I'll know. Blue table's ready. Let's see. Oh, almost everybody at red table's ready. We're waiting on, there we go. Okay. All right. All right. This time I'm going to give you a flash word. You ready? Okay. The flash word, but it's also a word that we see a lot when we read. Say the word that. That. Say it again. That. Let's count the sounds. At. How many sounds? 3. So put 3 markers. Okay. Okay, I didn't see you write it yet. Some of you are jumping ahead, and I'm glad you are catching on quickly, but let's wait for directions. Okay, everybody, let's, that. What 2 letters go in the first box? Amina? TH. That. Is the TH in this one, is it voiced or unvoiced? That. It's voiced. Okay. Oh, voice. What letter goes in the next one? Ah. And what letter goes at the end or the final sound? That. What letter? At. Very good. Just a minute. Okay, boys and girls. Let's see, I have a question. If I take away the TH, what is left? At. What's that called? What do you call it? The rhyme. What's it called? The beginning part. What's the beginning part called? Onset. Very good. Okay, so erase the TH for a second. We're going to try something else. You already did that? Okay, and instead of CH, in the first box, put the letters CH. And what word is it? Chat. So chat, that. Okay, erase the CH. Erase the CH. Let's put the letters, or the letter B. And what word do you get? Bat. Oh, not E, B. B. What is it? Bat. Very good. Erase your boards. And this time, when you're all ready, I want you to pinch your nose like this. Okay? Almost. We'll do one more word, okay? Then we have library. Okay? Oh, I said pinch your nose, but I didn't say make a sound. Show me that you're ready. Looks like black table's ready. Purple table's ready. Red table's ready. All right. I'm going to give you, for the last word, we're going to do a heart word. You ready? Okay, the word is, are you ready? Joshua, you're not ready. Say the word they. They. How many sounds? A. How many? 2. So you need 2 boxes. A. don't shout it out. Some people need to learn too, okay? Okay, in the first box, let's say it again, A. What goes in the first box? What? Dayton? TH. They. Is the TH, is it voiced or unvoiced in this word? Voiced. Okay, the next box is the part we had to learn by heart. Raise your hand if you remember what 2 letters we need to learn by heart. Anna? EY. So EY, and what do we need to put over that EY? A heart. Because what does, if you say that, if you spelled it, class, if you spelled they the way it sounds, what letter would go there? A. It sounds like long or short A? Right. Okay. Joshua. All right, boys and girls, erase your boards and move your sound markers to the top. When you come back from library, you can eat them. I won't touch them, I promise. I don't like marshmallows. Yeah, I won't eat them. Next week I'm going to get red and green M&Ms for our sound markers.
Laura, I want you just to tell us a little bit about the classroom we just watched. Tell us about the makeup of your class.
I actually have a K1 mix. So I have actually 12 first graders, 12 kindergartners. I do have a new student who just started last week. So what you saw was actually kindergartners and first graders. It's kind of hard to tell the difference, but I have half and half.
So some of the new study, the things that you're trying in your classroom, do you see a difference with the kindergarten versus the first grade?
In general, I see like everybody, I see them applying all the stuff that we learn in class during incidental play. Some of my students will ask if they can play teacher, and when they play teacher, you see them doing like, ch-op, and they do that, and they get the soundboards out, and they play school with each other. So I watch them doing it incidentally, and then when they're spelling, I see them doing that a lot as well.
Okay. And I'm also going to ask you to reflect on the lesson. How do you feel the lesson went? What went well? What would you like to see improved in that lesson?
We've been doing it. It's kind of been our routine. So it's how I introduce, I call them flash and heart words. So the flash words, you can sound them out. And then the heart words are those words that have the rule breakers, so to speak. And they're very used to it. They were pretty excitable this morning. I think they had an audience. Last week, we're going to have to do more with blends. We just started blends. So when we did the one, some of them said 3 sounds instead of the 4 sounds. So we need to do a little bit more work with that. But it was just introduced in Haggerty last week. So we just started that. So I'll have to do more on that. But I think they were getting a good handle on what rule breakers, the words we've done thus far. They've been doing a good job with it. So
you had shared a little lesson about Matthew. Will you share that now?
Okay, I bought the book, The Logics of English, and as I was reading it, it kind of made sense. The book was explaining how teaching boys the rules, actually, because they are more logical, so they think logically. So when you just tell them that S just says S, but if you tell them that it also can sound like Z, it makes sense to them, because then when they come to a word that they don't know, and they try to use the, it's S, but it sounds like a Z, it confuses them. So they like that logic, where girls tend to just pick it up incidentally more so than boys. So that logical brain, teaching them the rules makes sense. So Matthew is very logical. So he wants to know the rules, he wants to know the how, the why. So he'll often ask, why is it that way? And then if I tell him that rule, then he applies it a lot when he finds words everywhere, like this word, or he'll even try to teach the class when he finds a word that fits those rules.
You used a lot of technical language with your kindergarten and first grade children today. What made you decide to do that, and how are they responding to it?
I just decided that I was going to tell them it is what it's onset and rhyme. So I thought I'm going to try it this year. I'm going to tell them, usually I would say word chunks or or word families. But I thought, well, I'll just use the language and tell them this is what it's called, and they've picked up on it. And so instead of saying like word families, I just call it the rhyme or the onset, and they've remembered it. Consonant digraphs. I just decided to call it what it is, and they've picked up on it.
Voiced, unvoiced?
Oh, yeah, we talk about the sounds that are voiced and unvoiced, and they've picked up on it, and they know that, the one TH makes two sounds, voiced, unvoiced. We've done it with the letters as well, like what letters are voiced, what letters. Last week I taught them about the vowels. When you say the vowels, you actually open your mouth, so we were watching each other do that, so.
I noticed on your board, you also have soundboard. On your bulletin board, you've changed your bulletin board since last year.
Yeah, I decided to make a soundboard. I probably need to make those a little bigger, but we've used those sound cards. So I want them to know that when reading that logic of English, it's like we shouldn't just teach the 26 letters and just the 26 sounds and plus the consonant digraphs, but we should also teach them that some of the letters also have different patterns, and so if they know different spellings. So I decided to change it so it made more sense.
And do you highlight the position of the mouth for the sounds with the students? Because I realize that you actually, that's all you see. You see the position of the mouth with each your sound on your soundboard.
We practiced it. Like we've talked about how our mouth sound. I'd like to get mirrors for the whole class so they could actually watch and see. But I liked those pictures. Actually, when I watched someone from the state do it, she had picture cards with how your mouth's supposed to look when you make that sound. So I found those on Teacher Pay Teachers. I thought it was important for them to see the way your mouth looks when you make that sound.
Laura, what are some things you noticed this year as far as results and evidence? Now that we've studied the science of reading this summer, I think you're in the summer group. Yeah, you were in the summer group. You've obviously applied a lot of what we studied this summer from Kilpatrick and Blevins. What are the big differences that you're seeing in your students this year compared to last year and the previous years?
Well, I am a product of, in the 90s, I went to college in the 80s and 90s, so I was a whole language person. And then when, throughout the years, I studied more and more about the importance of phonemic awareness. And I started thinking to myself, what you kept saying, if you know better, do better. So I just decided that, if this is what the science tells us, then this is what I need to do. So I think that just by assessing them, I just recently assessed them on the phonemic awareness screener, and my first graders could, some of the harder tasks like deleting phonemes and adding phonemes, or, like say chair now, or say air, add ch, they could do it, and I was amazed that they could do it at this point in the year, because that's a higher level thinking skill. But we've been doing it since the beginning of the school year.
So have you had your mid-year testing yet with math?
The next couple weeks. So
I'll be anxious to see the results.
I'd like to see how well they do with that.
Okay. One more question for you, Laurel. This summer we studied Wiley Blevins, and one of Wiley Blevins' quotes, he shared with us that we should put our stake in the firmest ground possible, but please don't ever put that stake in cement. So what does that mean to you now as a teacher?
I think what it means is that we can't be stuck in doing what we always did. If there's research behind it that backs like something that's better, and it's better for kids. So I'm a product of, I went to college in the 80s and early 90s, and it was whole language was the big thing. We even went as far as to Cleveland with one of my professors to see Regie Routman. And, and then I went through all the cueing systems and all that. And now that there's all the science to back it, I feel like we have to look at the science, and if there's a better way to teach children how to read and it's more effective, then that's what we need to do. So I think that you need to be able, we're always learning. So if there's something better, then why not use it and to help children?
Got to add one more, orthographic mapping. The lesson that we just witnessed was an orthographic mapping lesson. So are you noticing differences with your students with sight word recollection based on orthographic mapping versus you just spoke of flashcards in the past?
Yeah, I see them finding them in books and telling me that they found the words. I haven't pulled them, when they're at a word. I have sentences that they have to practice based on the pattern. So they have sentences, and then they have to practice those words based on the phonetic pattern that we're working on.
Can I get level
And it
2
also-
assistance in Mr. Ryan's room, please?
It also has sight words. So when they've come to read them to me, some of them will come to a word, for example, one of the little boys did ship, And I said, you got this. You know how to do it. And he goes, oh, ship. So he was able to do that, and then he recognized the sight words based on, he goes, oh, that's a heart word. So they're finding those words and saying, oh, that's a heart word. That's a flash word. So.
Great, thank you.